mainly shining on my face. I can see it. It's like my because the MLB The Show UI is so damn bright.
It is. It really is. I don't know. There's some things about this that I just don't know why they ever changed. Like, why make it super bright? Keep it dark. I hopped on MLB 21 the other day because I'm like, I can't remember exactly. All the Diamond Dynasty like content stuff gets blurred for me if I like try and think back to a specific one.
Yeah.
And it like you can't look at 18, 19, or 20 anymore. Those are all gone, the servers. So I looked at 21 and I was like, man, like it was nice and dark. It was easy to see. The lineup screen was the good one. And the content structure was just amazing. I'm just like, why? There's some things that is just like, why did you ever change some of these things?
Because they just wanted to be different. And it did not work out the way that they thought it was going to.
Different can be good. I do appreciate that last year that they really tried something different, because that was kind of the, everybody's complaint going into it was like, oh, it just feels the same every year, which it did. Fair enough. But now we're like kind of yearning back for that again. We're like, oh, it was the same every year, but it was also like pretty good the way they structured everything. Mm-hmm.
I just realized during this team affinity, I can't use the Yelich.
Well, if you do the classic mini seasons, you can. Then that's just you got to play on veteran, get 50 total bases.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, and then you can use Buxton Boost, use Yelich, use whatever cards you want. Use that Jackson Churio card.
Yeah, he's been my kind of my go-to like second baseman. I want to hit better with him than I have been.
And I am waiting for any Blue Jays flashback card. Like, they've been playing so bad, so I'm like, we're not going to get a Topps now. And like the only card we've got, I think, since launch is that Manoah card, which is like Manoah never really plays well in this game.
I'm going to try Mike Napoli out.
He's got some pop, and he gets the Buxton boost, so
that's kind of what I'm looking at.
So where do we start here? What do we have first? Two-way player glitch fixed, and then just destroyed the rest of the game.
I mean, that's pretty much everything else. Yeah, I was like, we didn't get a chance to talk about it last week, so I was like, we might as well get into it. Plus, last week was kind of when all the madness was going on.
It was a crazy week in MLB The Show. It was one of the crazier weeks I've seen ever, I think, as far as just everybody was losing it. It was
nuts, man.
It was nuts.
Everything that could go wrong seems like it did. Like, it was insane. Like, you had the two-way glitch that everybody was complaining about, which was still a thing that I understood it. Okay, yeah, it's something that needs to be fixed. But then you go from that to people literally can't log into the game, and all their Diamond Dynasty progress is erased. Yeah. It was like, what the...
Yeah, well, like what? Patch 3 was like a huge patch. They patched so much stuff, or appeared to.
Yeah.
Whereas like the two-way glitch, and then what else? What was it? What was the other big one? Why am I forgetting?
It was the two-way glitch, and then there was what the hell? You're right. There was something else. That was the main one I saw, the two-way glitch.
The main one, yeah. And then, I mean, later in the week, they nerfed Matt Waldron, which was, I think, a good idea, because that guy was, like, impossible to hit. Even on... I played the CPU on Rookie and faced him, and I'm like, this is just pointless.
It's not fun.
It's not fun. Yeah, did you have any issues with your account? Did you lose your progress, or...
Nope, everything on my end was good. I didn't have any issues at all. Only like major thing I just saw, like, actually, I don't really know anybody personally that got affected by it. It seemed like I know big streamers like your friend Kyle. It happened to him. It happened to Cougs. Those are like the two main ones that I saw. I know a couple other people on Twitter, but I don't really know them as well as far as content creators and stuff like that. All had it affect them. But yeah, no, it didn't affect me at all, which I was like, I think I was texting you. I was like, dude, I'm scared to like go home and log in, because like I want to play, but I'm not about to log in and all of a sudden all my stuff be gone and I'm not able to, get anything back. So that was kind of where my fear was.
Yeah, I totally just took the risk. I'm just like, whatever, I'm going to log in and see what happens and just kind of hope for the best. And thankfully mine wasn't affected either. So it was like It was hard for me to be upset about it. I also haven't spent any real money in the game, but I could definitely feel for all these people. Like if you go in, if let's say you know, whatever, you're trying to finish collections or there's just a card you want to use. Um, obviously just with the state that, you know, getting stubs is in right now, feel like, okay, whatever. I got paid. I'm going to go spend some of my paycheck and buy 150,000 stubs and buy
Exactly.
Mookie Betts or Mike Trout or whatever. And then you just all of a sudden it's gone. I'd be like, oh my goodness. Like,
It was gone too. Like everybody's like their other stub count was set to 0 and everything. I was like, oh, just it was tough. It was tough to see. It was a bad day for the community. I like how they kind of quietly fixed it. Like they were just like, oh yeah, it's fixed at like
yeah,
2 in the
I would say
morning.
like
They
it was
tweeted.
like quietly, but it also like for the amount of time it took, I feel like like they could have maybe communicated better on it. Again,
Yeah.
like it didn't affect me. My account was fine, so I wasn't really paying that close attention to it. I was like, okay, well, I can still play, so like whatever. I'm not too worried about it. And I figured like it's gonna get fixed. I mean, I think that's kind of the thing, kind of a thing nowadays with like every video game almost is like so much of it is like relies on like an online connection and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like this stuff happens all the time. Like it literally happened in Apex like 4 days before that. Like
Yeah, that's
there's
right. It did.
yeah, there were like
I
all
remember, yeah,
these
you were because you text me about that. You were like, yeah, this is literally the same exact
yeah,
thing that just
it
happened.
was
I'm
like
like,
all
oh,
these guys like got their ranked set back to like rookie who were like whatever in the highest tiers and stuff, and people lost like all this like their skins and whatever, and I was like, oh man. And then it just kind of made me laugh because it was like 3 or 4 days later, same thing happened with MLB The Show for a lot of people. So I mean, like it
I love it.
happens everywhere, unfortunately. You know, hope like there should be maybe better ways to prevent it and fix it, and I don't think we'll see it happen again this year. Like that would be like if that happens again at MLB The Show, like that'll be
Heads are gonna roll.
mhm.
Literally, heads are gonna
Well,
roll. It's gonna be.
they already are a little bit. Like it has been a messy month. It's been a messy first month, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that like it just doesn't help the game, right? Like if there had been no issues and the game was still the way it was, not saying everybody would be happy with it, but they wouldn't be as mad, right? Like now it's at the point where literally like any little thing that bugs somebody is going to be kind of like a big deal to
Yeah,
people,
that's
right?
true. Yeah, and unfortunately, that's kind of like they did it to themselves in a way. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's tough because, yeah, I mean, you want the game obviously the moment you put it in, you want it to start up and work properly every single time. But yeah, like you were saying with the online, everything kind of becoming online, and it's just weird to me that they changed, like they put the code in to kind of fix certain issues, and it just creates more issues. Like I don't understand how that happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm no coding expert, so I'm never gonna try and understand it. But it does seem weird. That's like, okay, well, you can fix these things, but then all of a sudden, like all these other things kind of break. Like, how does that make sense? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's got to be a lot, like obviously a lot that goes into something like this. But
But I mean, glad luck, like I said, luckily they got it fixed and everything was good. But I mean, just I feel bad for the people that did. I mean, I don't know if there's still people that are dealing with it now after, because I know that there were some people that got it back eventually. Like Cougs got his back. I think Kyle
yeah,
got his back. But I was still seeing like the next day or two, like some people were still saying how they didn't get theirs. So like I'm hoping that that's not a thing. Like hopefully they were able to kind of fix everyone's stuff.
yeah, I haven't seen
Because
much.
otherwise that instantly right there kills somebody buying the game next year. Granted, one person isn't going to
Yeah,
be the end of the game coming out, but for that one person, there was probably another 200-300 people maybe. So,
yeah,
ay, ay, ay.
I haven't seen too much in the last day or two of anybody still saying anything about it. So hopefully, pretty much everybody has all their stuff back.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, obviously, like something that it's like definitely can't happen again. Again,
No,
yeah, ridiculous,
I
so
mean,
ridiculous.
it's Luckily, it didn't affect like you said, you or I or any close people that I knew. None of my community guys had it affect them. A couple of them literally didn't touch the game. They were like, "I'm not even going to try turn." I think Nick Terrio was saying that. He's like, "I'm not
Yeah.
turning the game on until this is fixed," because he was scared. He was like, "I don't want to even like check the app or anything," which was my fear too. Because I was like, "Dude, do I want to even just like open the app and just see 0 stubs?"
That is
Like,
what
granted, I didn't have a lot of stubs, but maybe
that was the first thing that I did. I like went on the app and checked my inventory, and I was like, okay, my cards still show up here, so I'll turn the game
maybe
on
it's
and
still
see.
there. Yeah.
And it was okay. I feel like it affected a lot of people who were playing the game when whatever like glitched out happened, because sounds like it was like a lot of people in that like early morning time who were on all of a sudden just got like booted from their games, and then their stuff was gone.
Interesting. That's the
Because
first time I've heard that.
I know they
Makes sense.
I feel like maybe they did one of those maintenance things and like forgot to tell people. Like, because they're always like, finish your games when we have scheduled maintenance.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like maybe they just like accidentally did one, or did one secretly that they just didn't want to tell us about. But then it just like obviously something went wrong for maybe people who were connected at that time. Who knows? I don't know for sure. That's just my guess.
That's your Tango take.
Tango take, yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, hopefully, like, gladly, like I said, it's been fixed now, and SDS, please, for the sake of Tango and I and thousands of content creators and gamers around the world, like, just please don't keep fixing your game and then breaking something else. There's so many other things to complain about. Like, we don't need to complain about the game actually not working. So,
what do you want to complain about next? Talk about what would you like to discuss next?
Do you want to talk about my favorite quote? Is shout out to my friend White Mike. He quoted it, MLB The Shop 24.
MLB The Shop 24.
Not the show. It's MLB The Shop 24.
MLB The Shop.
We had the brand new Tops Now program. I don't even remember what it was called. What was the program called? Like the
season awards.
The season awards program. That's right. That's something that I personally could complain about. Is I hate the idea of not monthly awards. Monthly awards kind of went away, but it didn't.
It's
monthly awards because of the seasons.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because monthly awards has been like pretty much a staple since I don't know, MLB 17 is when I started, and it was in MLB 17. So since MLB 17, at least, monthly awards have been a thing in Diamond Dynasty. And it's always been something to look forward to, a way to get, pretty good cards. And they made it very, very easy to do and obtainable over the last 2 years. It was like, especially last year, it was so quick and easy to get those programs done and get those cards. And yeah, they definitely switched it up because they want it to run throughout the whole first season of Diamond Dynasty. And it looks like they're doing 1 to 2 drops a week of here's a mini program, and then here's a pack. Here's a pack. Not even a choice pack. Like, there's so many things that are just upsetting about these packs.
Like, and I know you're Mr. Positive when it comes to the stuff like that, and I do appreciate that because I am surrounded, unfortunately, with a lot of like the negative side of things in my community lately, just because of how the game has gone. I mean, just the way that, but it's like, man, this program would have been so much better had you just put a choice pack at the end of the program for the pack that's in the shop and just give us the ability to have it. But nope. SDS was like, hey, you see that? Many spent players? Haha, not anymore. You're gonna have to just really buy these packs, and they're not able to be acquired anywhere else. And when they go away, they're gonna be put into a $40,000 or 40,000 stub vault pack.
Or half the time you just get a gold card.
Or half the time you just get a gold card. Yeah, it's like,
I wonder if they'll update the vault pack later in the year where it's going to be all diamonds. I feel like that's something they could change as time goes on.
Oh, they're definitely going to. It's going to be like the chase packs and stuff later on, where all the chase packs are going to be diamonds at some point, and because no one's going to be rocking golds except for in BR or events if they keep maybe like specific type events. But otherwise, nah, it's all going to be.
Give us an all gold event. Like, I need some of those kind of events, golds and silvers. Random like righty lefty events, stuff like that.
The bronze events with no
not just like use these 4 card series of cards that are the only 4 that are available right now anyway.
Let's do the Matt
Um,
Waldron event where everybody has Waldron and has to use him only.
yes, nothing but Knuckles. Um, yeah,
But no, man, yeah, go ahead.
this season awards, like I feel like I don't hate it as much as everybody else hates it or seems to.
Mhm.
I do think like it's kind of like there could be some like you only have to change a couple things to make it like pretty good. Like I would say what I would suggest take another one of the like lower diamonds from the pack and just put that in the program so there's one more card there. Put a pack at the end would be nice, or even just like swap out one of the like just give us balance out kind of like if O'Neal Cruz would have been the best card you could get from the program, and that Garrett Crochet was in the pack, like how upset would people have been?
Yeah,
I do like that they have already come out and said like you don't need the cards from the pack to get the Lightning player, which is good. And the Lightning player, I mean, at this point it has to be good. Like if it's not if it's not good, like it just or players, I guess there's going to be 2 throughout the season, but
yeah,
um yeah, cuz like to be honest, most of these cards in this pack I don't really care too much for anyway. To be like I think it's like the fact that it was O'Neal Cruz who's like gets the Buxton boost.
yeah.
He's like a good sort of all around player. Shortstop's like kind of a weak position in the game right now.
He's
Um,
really good defensively, but offensively, if you can't deal with his taller strike zone, it's kind of like Judge. He has a
yeah.
taller strike
Oh,
zone, so if
I
you
hate
can't
the
deal
tall
with that,
strike zones.
unfortunately, he sucks. But like me, I struggle with him. I struggle with Judge. I struggle with him. I struggle with Ellie. Like a lot of the taller players, I seem to struggle with.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, but I just
but
feel like if the top 2 cards in the pack were Gurriel Jr. and Crochet and O'Neal Cruz was in the program, I don't think anybody really would have cared that much. Like
not
maybe a
really.
couple people would have been like, it's weird to have 92s in the back and like whatever in the program, but or even if you just literally switch the overall numbers on it. Honestly, I'm like, if it was 91s in the pack and you got a 92 Garrett Crochet in the program, then is it like, oh, is he worse? Because I don't know. It's sometimes it's like that for me. But also, I just think that one it's one of my problems kind of with SDS and what they've done over the last few years. If they kind of from I would say MLB 20 to 23, they just kind of gave us everything and they made it easier to get everything as
Yeah,
the years went by. So anything that's, not the same, I think, amount of like ease and kind of free cards is looked at now as a step backwards, right? So the fact that there is this pack is just like, oh, it just immediately people are like, okay, well, in MLB 17 and 18, you had to buy these packs. You had to buy the monthly awards packs. You weren't even guaranteed to pull one of the monthly awards cards, which is crazy. And like to get those Lightning players, you had to collect them all, which was like it cost like if you wanted to do it the day it came out, you're paying like 300,000 stubs. Like it was crazy. And people obviously don't want that to be a thing again. I don't either. Like I
no,
would never want that.
no. I hate the cards that have like million stub buy orders, but there are sell orders, but there are no buy orders or anything in there. You can't get them pretty much ever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think the concept of it is I think this unfortunately, like I know it's only first 12 weeks or whatever. We haven't even gotten close to what the next season or whatever is going to look like, but I'm already like I'm not bored with the game, but I'm kind of like running out of things to do. I know like you said that you've been kind of just grinding um mini seasons, just kind of getting the packs ready for the next TA to come through. I just finished. Well, I didn't say I finished. I didn't finish the BR program, but I got all the way to the boss, the flawless pack. So I took Joe Mauer, and then actually on stream today, which was miserable. I don't know why it was so miserable for me, but I ended up getting the Brian Abreu card, so I got the event done as well. Um, as far as those getting those cards, but it's like
Yeah.
now that I've got that done. I mean, granted, I could go through the rank program, but that's probably my next thing that I need to do. But it's like I don't know. I got
Yeah.
till Friday to kind of to work my way through the program.
They definitely should. Like, I feel like they used to have more sort of like just small things that they would drop, whether it's like, oh, it's a new conquest map is out today, or there's like a quick program for like a random card. You know, like they used to do that stuff, I feel like not all the time, but more often it seems in this year. I mean, like,
Yeah.
or
I
like
mean,
I
I
don't know,
know.
like should they have made the season award program longer? Like it didn't take very long. It takes like maybe an hour, which is like I get stuck in like a weird position because I feel like a lot of things that they've done are things that people have asked for.
Yeah.
Like compared to last year when it was like the biggest grind of all time, like getting Team Affinity done, getting there's so many cards, there was so much, like it just felt like you never could get things done, and if you fell behind you were just screwed. But now
Yeah.
it's like if you take a couple days off you can still get everything done, or like most of it. You'll hit your XP cap really fast, but
No kidding.
which is, I know, another thing we could talk about maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say that with the Team Affinity, like I like the way it's structured this year. It just seemed like it was really easy to get done. It's almost like shoot, now I got nothing Team Affinity to work on. Like I just
Yeah.
keep rolling past the screen. Like when is the new stuff gonna get here? But the one thing I would say that like, the positive is like last year, obviously it was such a grind really to get all of it done, and the cards were useless. Like at least this year, the cards are playable.
Yeah.
That were like every single card pretty much in Team Infinity is. I mean, I still use like that Yasmani Grandal from the Brewers, and like all those guys are still like super useless or useful in the game.
Oh yeah.
Obviously that's going to go away when TA2 drops next Friday or this upcoming Friday, because we're all going to get brand 30 new cards or whatever. But um, yeah,
Yeah, it has been
it's
like, you're right, like that's one of the a big positive of the game so far that I would say is like I'd say teams are pretty balanced all the time. Like it's rare that you're like, because there's like one guy who grinded XP enough to get the bosses already. I doubt there's more than 10 people. Like there
man,
can't
that
be
guy
more than
needs
like,
to. That guy, I know. I text you yesterday to go touch grass. Like that guy needs to go touch
I'm
grass.
pretty sure
We were
one guy
talking about it
has
earlier.
all
You're at
three of
like
them already.
700k,
Yeah.
and I'm at 300. I think it was 300 or 414 or 418k is what I'm at now. And it's like, and I feel like I've been playing a lot.
I think
Um,
most people are in that like 400 range right now, which is probably on track with what they wanted. So
Yeah, because granted, I haven't played every day. Like, life happens. I can't sit there and play and hit the XP cap every single day. Unfortunately, I know
yeah.
you've hit it a lot more than me. I actually hit it last night, and I was upset because I was like halfway through WrestleMania, I hit the XP cap, and I'm like, shit, I wanted to like grind MLB and watch WrestleMania at the same time.
Yeah.
But I hit my XP cap during the middle of a BR game, and I was like, well, or through the middle of an event game. Well, I was like, well, I'm not gonna not play events because I'm trying to get as many wins
Yeah.
as I can. So,
Yeah, I
but
think they need. I can't believe. I'm really surprised that they took away the like mini seasons XP chunks for winning and making the playoffs, because, like, yeah, it's a lot, and I can see like you don't want people to just constantly be doing that to get through the XP reward path fast.
yeah.
But also, there really aren't that many people that want to sit there and play 25 mini seasons games over and over and over and over, right? Like I did it twice and I was like, man, like this is just annoying. But I'm like, whatever, I get
Yeah.
XP out of it. But at least it's something that people could do. Like if you want to, it keeps you playing the game, right? Which is obviously like what they would want the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
I did it. I did it once just to get the Salvi. I didn't do any
yeah,
of the Team Affinity mini seasons because I grinded Team Affinity on its own. Like I didn't do any of the mini seasons for the vouchers. I did the showdown a couple times, but that's because you could just get through like the first two levels of the showdown and get a thing if you need like a quick
yeah,
extra.
quick voucher.
Yeah, instead of doing the exchanges. But so I did that, and then just playing the game. I enjoy grinding the missions for the guy, like the characters. Like I enjoy it.
Yeah,
Gives you a chance to use different pitchers, chance to use different hitters in different positions. You're not always, and that's kind of where I felt like that's why I didn't P5 anybody last year, because I took so much time off from the game. But by the time I got back to it, um, I was like already a season or two behind as far as Team Affinity goes. So like I had to play catch up. Like I think I was telling you, I didn't finish Team
yeah,
Affinity 2 was the one that I finished last year.
yeah.
Like I did all the Team Affinities and I went back and did Team Affinity
That's funny.
2 offline grinding.
You really had to like stay on top of it last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, the way it's structured right now, I think like I don't think it needs a lot of tweaking really to be like really good. There's a lot of good stuff. I still think, besides the amount of packs, like the way it's this content, like with the 4 seasons in a year and the spreading out the mini or the team affinity, I think it's better than last year. But yeah, like these packs, I mean, like this pipeline pack just comes out of nowhere. They just put it in there.
Could have been a program.
Could have
I
been.
think that's we you and I were talking about. It should have just been a program.
Yeah.
Drop the overalls a little bit and it just make it a program.
Yeah, it's
gives
just
gives the player something to do.
It's just weird. It was like the pack just for the sake of having another pack in the shop. Like this was not a thing that had been talked about. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, save it for later or something.
Like I don't know anybody that bought it. I don't know anybody that bought it.
No, and I mean, even what was yeah, like what are these cards even going for? Like 75. So if there's a couple you can make stubs on. What's the odds? 1 in 5. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, chances are you're going to lose money on it.
Yeah, and then I was going back to the other pack, the season awards one. It's like that Brady Singer in the market costs less than does to buy the pack.
Costs less than the pack. Yeah, and that's actually
so it's like you're actually losing if you just buy the pack and then sell it or like earn it, and then you're losing stubs if you want to try to sell them. So it's interesting. I don't like the idea of everything being in packs. I don't hate the idea of, I just thought maybe like headliners and okay, yeah, like the home run derby pack is fine. Like that's cool, but you also earn her home run derby packs like through
the program,
through like the XP path or through the programs or whatever, like later on, like I don't know. It's just,
I have a feeling that in Team Affinity 2, we're going to start seeing some of the packs, and they'll probably be the older ones that aren't in the shop anymore, like the spring breakout cards or like the fresh start one. So I have a feeling. I mean, I don't know for sure. We'll find out on Friday. We will find out and see, and I could be wrong. They could just add 6 more choice packs to the shop and say, fuck you to everybody. But I do have a feeling we'll get maybe not a ton of them, but like I feel like, if you put like a spring breakout, like if you had 6 packs and just put 1 in each division for Team Affinity, people will be okay. Like whatever, you get 6 extra free cards, right? Like, and maybe you get a rare round, maybe you don't, but or like a vault.
Yeah, pack. And then or maybe like the choice of your choice pack. You know what I mean? Where like they would usually do it where it's like all of them, like the spring breakouts and the headliners or whatever. Just because let's say you don't want any of the spring breakout cards, but you want to try to get one of the headliner cards or one of the chase pack cards or something like that. Like I think that would be something cool. Just give us a choice of a choice. just different options.
Just give us something. We'll see, because we're getting. So like Friday's gonna be a lot. I wonder if we're gonna get, because we're getting these like MLB The Show classics on Wednesday, which who knows what that is gonna be.
Dude, yeah, like what is that gonna be? Is that just gonna be like a bunch of flashback cards?
I feel like it's because they took like they kind of took those cards out of Team Affinity, because
like the breakout cards and
just like the flashbacks, it's just like cards that we've had in previous years of MLB The Show. It's like old player of the month cards and future stars cards and shit like that. So I don't know. I'm hoping it's just like basically a little program where you get some free cards. It's got to be something like that. Like if it's just a pack again, like it's
it be a fucking pack. Watch it be a pack. It's gonna be a pack, and we're gonna have to buy. It's gonna have 30 cards in it. One for each team.
Like you can't do that. You can't put you have to put the word pack in the calendar if you're going to try and pack us like that. Like you just, I feel like you just got to do it.
Because I guess after that, we've got the 10th, we've got that classic thing. Friday, we have the Team Affinity. And then
Friday is that? Team Affinity ranked BR. You're also going to get, I'm assuming, more season awards stuff on Friday. Yep. We might get some season award stuff tomorrow. Like it's not on the calendar, but I think they gave us the first one last week on Tuesday.
I think they did.
Hopefully we get like maybe a little something. No,
because wasn't last Tuesday the egg hunt stuff? Or was that that
egg hunt was on a Friday.
That's right. It was on a Friday. Because I remember, yep, I was on a Friday. You're right. No, egg hunt was on a Thursday. something like that. It was one of those days. I just remember you texting me that Yelich was the card because I
Yeah.
didn't get a chance to watch the live stream at the time, and I was like, you were watching it and you were texting me about it, and I was like, let's go. I was hyped.
Yeah, like
Um,
the funniest card art of all time too. That Christian
dude, great.
Yelich.
I love
Yeah.
it. Check out my YouTube channel. I got a great thumbnail with that card in it. And then but even like the one that they haven't posted yet is on the 15th. That's Jackie Robinson Day. So we're gonna have that program too. So
Yeah.
that's next Monday. So we got stuff coming, but it's gonna be a lull of 4 days for me at least. Because like I said, I pretty much, unless I just play ranked, which maybe I'll just play ranked and try to record a bunch of content for YouTube. Because I only like recording content on ranked seasons games because it seems like I can get more out of it.
Yeah.
And also BR and events make me rage. Like I can't. Tango, when I kid you not, I had 15. I was telling my stream this morning, I had 15 wins going into the event this morning. I streamed for 4 hours. It took me 4 hours to get 5 wins. I think I went like 5-13 or something like that. It was insane. I just couldn't win. I couldn't hit. I don't know what was going on with me. It was something weird. I don't know if it was, I was trying to rush it because I had a whole video I wanted to record after the fact. And like my entire stream was like, I'm committed to getting this Brian Abreu card.
Oh, that's funny.
It took forever. I was pissed. I had games where I was like second and third with nobody out in the bottom of the third inning. And I pop out, strike out, ground out. And I'm just like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, no. I've been pretty good. Like my online play, I haven't lost much. Although I did get absolutely pummeled in ranked seasons yesterday or the day before.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like, I think I was down like 8-0 in the second inning or something. I got mercied, I think 13-2 in like 5 or 6. Like thankfully I didn't get shut out. But the dude just hit everything I threw, and he probably hit like 4 bombs over 500 that game. But then
some guys are just better than us.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 15-2 in ranked, but I won't play anymore because I hit 700 and I don't want to play on Hall of Fame.
That makes sense.
I got my vault pack and finished the program. So see you next season, ranked seasons.
Who'd you take out of the program? Did you take Randy or Ernie?
I took Randy. And then like at the end, in the fresh start pack, I got base round. So I took Polanco. And then in my vault pack though, I got lucky and I hit that 92 Corbin Burns and Trey Turner. So
that's right. You texted me about that, and I was like,
I've opened 2 vault packs.
Save some pack luck for the both of us.
I've opened 2 vault packs, and I've got double diamonds in both of them. So I will never buy one, but I've had good luck with those.
I'm gonna move to Canada and just link up to those servers apparently, because that's where the luck is.
I don't know.
I think every time I wake up, my phone has just got the notifications from the app. It's like, Tango just did this. Tango did this. Tango. I'm like, golly.
I finished collections last night. Live series collection.
Oh, really? Congrats.
Yeah.
I'm still quite a ways away. I just stopped caring about it. I sold Bryce Harper when he was like 20K because he was supercharged. I'm like, I don't have any use to get Babe Ruth. I really don't care. I know he's going to be like a necessary thing to have in a collection at some point, I'm sure.
Supercharged Bryce Harper was amazing for me. Like he won me probably 12 of my 20 event wins. Like you were on stream for it. I was checking it out. I'm like, dude, he really is hitting tanks with Bryce Harper constantly. Like I played 29 games online with Harper, all when he was supercharged, and he hit 472 with 12 bombs. Not bad. And like just tanks. Hit a lefty grand slam in one of my games the other day, but he's not supercharged anymore. Boo.
No.
Oh, I'm literally 71 PXP away from him getting to P3. So he'll be on my mini seasons team soon.
Yeah, I think I'm like maybe less than 300 away from Byron Buxton being P5. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm getting close on a few, like that Vladdy card, the Hyper Vlad. He's a couple thousand away, but like I got a few P4s.
Yeah, I actually have a lot of P4s this year, surprisingly. I have like Class A is a P4. A lot of relievers, obviously. I've actually got quite a bit of starters too, because I've been through the events and stuff. I've been taking the same starters,
Yeah.
so just going with them. My goal is to try to get as many Brewers to high P's as I can, like the diamond. So I got like I start Woodruff anytime I can now that I got Mizorowski, P5, Churio. I've been struggling with him online, but I'm trying to just use him so I can use him.
Yeah.
Um,
I had a thought. It was what year was it? 22, MLB 22, I think. It was the end of the year. Content had pretty much ended. I was like, what should I do to like keep myself engaged in this game? And I was like, should I just P5 every single Blue Jays card in the game? I thought about it. I didn't do it because it would be like it would have taken forever and been kind of like an accomplishment at the end, but also like very boring to do. Which I did a lot of I got like 101 on like 4 cards at the end of the year when they came out.
I noticed that this year is there are, regardless of the card, somebody has a P5. Like there's somebody that has a card, every card pretty much P5 in the game. It's nuts. Like I'm sitting here looking at like the worst Brewer pitcher on the game. Somebody has him P5. It's like somebody just took the time to just say, nope, I'm going to 1-1 as many of these cards as I can. Because I was thinking, I was like, maybe I'll just use some random dude on the Brewers and just try to 1-1 them. But everybody on the Brewers is 1-1 already.
It's actually like crazy. So, like, what do? You just go sit and play just CPU, load your team up with all these guys, and then just like go to town, I guess.
Hit nukes. I mean, probably.
That makes sense, I guess. I suppose.
Yeah. It is what it is. But man, MLB The Show. What a game so far.
So I had this idea this morning for XP cap because I've seen a lot of talk about the XP cap this year. And sometimes I agree with it, sometimes I don't. Maybe it could be higher. I understand it for guys like if you can only play once or twice a week, like those are your 1 or 2 days a week that you get to play it, and so you're basically capped out at 30k XP or XP instead of whatever 15 times 7 is, 105.
Yeah.
So like I get that. One idea that I was kind of thinking, and it like kind of pulls from like games like Call of Duty and whatever, when like you go through, do certain challenges or you go through your thing and they give you like tokens for like, oh, now you can do double XP. So I had this idea today, like whether you have to earn it or they just give them to you. Like if they just gave you once a week, like every Monday, it's like, here's your double XP token and you can just like turn it on for a 24-hour stretch or something once a week. So like whatever, if you work all week and then like Fridays or Saturday, you have all day to play, you're like, okay, well, I'll use my XP token on Saturday so I can earn double the XP at least one time a week. I don't know. It's like something I think that I was just trying to think of like random ideas.
Yeah.
But, that's always nice. You're playing like you're grinding Call of Duty or Warzone or whatever. And then also you're like, oh, yeah, I can turn on my like double weapons XP for the next 4 hours. And
yeah, NBA 2K has the same thing.
Yeah.
They have that with their My Player. They'll have like double rec. So you get more points in the rec when you play with your friends or play solo or whatever. So yeah, they have the same kind of thing there. That'd be cool. It's just they got to come up with something for this XP cap because I know, yeah, like obviously I've only hit it a few times. I know you've hit it a lot more than me, but I'm sure there are people who hit it every single day. Because
I pretty much
do. Like certain content creators, like that's their job is they that's their day job now is they play games and MLB The Show is their main content creation. So. It's I think it's going to be a problem all year. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to raise the cap. Maybe they'll raise it like when it's like the last week of the season. They'll be like, "Hey,
yeah,
the cap is unlimited, like no unlimited XP cap now, or something like that."
Yeah.
But
I wonder what it was last year because I definitely hit it a few times, but it was like maybe like once every 2 weeks I would hit the XP cap. So I wonder how high it was. Like how much they actually cut it down. I don't know what it was set at before, but it had to be probably like 40 or 50. Like, cause you could play for you had to play for a long time before you would hit it lot in the last year or two.
Yeah. I don't
But
know. I think
like,
they gotta figure out something with it.
yeah,
I know they're gonna have like the double XP weekends and stuff like that. I'm sure. So like I said, towards the end of the season, it's gonna be like, hey, um, 7 days left in this program, or like the XP reward path, double XP, unlimited, no cap, the rest
yeah,
of the time.
no
Like
cap.
no cap.
uh, yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it's like gatekeeping without gatekeeping. Like, because they used to gatekeep content, they'd be like, okay, you just can only unlock things to a certain point until a certain date, and then you can unlock more. Like that's how they used to do it, right? And
Mhm.
then now it's just like you can only unlock the amount, whatever the amount you can play, which I don't know really what's better, because I think that's the only other solution if you don't want people to have like all the high end cards right away, or you just either just have to keep them out of the game altogether, or you have to like kind of do something like this where it's like you have to hold people back from being able to earn them, but they can still see them and be like, okay, I have something to work for. But yeah, maybe like I don't know, even like 20k, like another 5k. It's kind of weird that you can't even progress one level in a day.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is very, very strange.
Or
Like
add more to the path, like every instead of every 30 XP, give you something even every 15. If it's like, oh, here's some stubs, or here's another pack. Like you don't have to give us everything, but I don't know. It's just like the yeah, I think. And again, this is also coming from somebody like I really haven't had an issue with it because I've just played the game so much that
mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
like, whatever. I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna hit 1,000,000 XP soonish, but like before most people will. So
Yeah, way before me. I just hit literally as we're playing. I was grinding a mini seasons game, and I just unlocked Jim Palmer, so I'm at 420k. So, yay me! But also, I think it's so funny these cards that they have in this XP reward path. Like, it makes no sense to me why they are in here the way that they are. I mean, I don't know if they like explained why, or if it was just like here's just random free cards.
no, they're just like I think yeah, it's just like oh, let's just like pick some random cards, throw them in there.
'Cause it's like, hey, look for this. We know you just got this 91 Alfonso Soriano at 280, but at 400 you get a 93 overall Mike Napoli. That's absolutely insane. But don't worry, at 420 you get an 89 overall Jim Palmer.
Yeah,
Like it's like, how
yeah.
do we go from a 93 to an 89?
The order of them is a little weird because then also it's like Trevor Story is like 100 over 100 XP after that, and he's also only an 89. So it's like
And then you
kind
get
of
a
weird.
95 Raleigh Fingers right after that at 585, and then you jump right 660. You jump right back down to a 92 Billy Williams. It's like
Yeah,
Billy Williams has a good stick if you know how to use him, but he's not that worth. He's not.
no,
It's not going to be anything anybody uses.
he's a bench. He's a bench bat. He's a
Only one
platoon
person has
bench.
him. Only one person has him P5.
That's crazy.
I
But
haven't
then,
seen him. Like
oh
I don't think I've ever
Kyle, I'm
seen him in any of my runs.
so close to Kyle Seager, and this card looks amazing. Like this card looks so good, and his swing's always just the best ever.
Nuts. Yeah, it's really
So
good.
I'm
Two
pretty
people have him
excited for that.
P5.
And
He's
then
got
like
decent
eventually,
perks.
like once everybody kind of balances out and gets to the end of this program, like there are, then you get like, you know, the stubs go from like instead of 2,000, you get like 5,000 or 10,000 in your boss packs and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
like eventually we'll like, you can kind of see like around this time, which I'm guessing is they want it to be around the 8 weeks mark would be make sense because that's probably when Team Affinity 3 would drop, which is when you want like then all the 99s will be out because they said Team Affinity Chapter 3 will be 99s. So then I think you'll really start to see a lot of free packs and stuff because then
I'm
at that
generally
point,
curious how they're gonna work that out too. I know we're getting like way into the future, but like season 1, Team Affinity 3 or Chapter 3 or whatever is gonna be 99s, right? And then when season 1 ends, is it gonna just go right back to 91s and 92s and 93s and 94s again? Because then it's like, well, what the hell? I grinded all this for 99s and now you're resetting me back down to lower levels again.
yeah. Well, I think you should get 4 weeks of it, 4 weeks to be able to use them. And then, yeah. And then
I
and
guess.
then it would reset back to like, I think the like 89s. And
Yeah, it's
plus
like,
your wild cards.
golly.
So then if you're playing ranked, you can use 4 wildcard spots, which like I don't know. Like we'll see. It's going to be really interesting to see because this has kind of been my thing about this the whole time. I'm like, are people just going to play one season and then just be done? Like, You got
Probably.
you
There's probably
hope.
gonna be a lot of people that are gonna see like the setback and it's like, dude, we're back to 89s. Like I can see it already. Like some of my friends are already, I can hear them. Like they're like, dude, we
Yeah.
just did all this grinding, got over a million something XP for this program, played it nonstop for a month, like however long. Like we got still have 2 months to play this, 60 days and 10 hours as we're recording. And it's like after that, are we just gonna jump right back down to nothing? Like, are live series cards going to be irrelevant at that time, or are they going to be back to being relevant at that time? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
who knows. I have no idea. It's gonna be interesting because
It's gonna be a wild time. I mean, granted, it's still so far away. Like
it
60 days from
is.
now is still so long, but man, it just it
Yeah.
seems like a lot. Also, I'm waiting on these cards to like. I'm not collecting any of these cards that are sellable because I don't want to. Because I'm like, are they going to all jump up in price for reasons or whatever? Because it's
Yeah,
like,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I'm like I bought Mickey Mantle or yesterday just because I want to use him because he has a great swing and I just never get a chance to use him the last couple years because he was like almost, I think he was like really unattainable for a
Oh,
person of my skill level.
I paid like 850,000 stubs for him last year
Yeah, the Commerce Comet. That's
when he
right. I
came out of
couldn't
the
get him
chase
because
pack.
I
And
never
he was
had
so
a.
worth it. He was so good for me last year, but I paid a lot.
But I love the year that he was the live series collection. He was like he never left my lineup. Like I used him nonstop.
Yeah, what year
And I
was
think that
that?
should be a thing too with these is like with the new season, like granted that they should say these should be season one cards for a collection. But I think when the new season comes out, we shouldn't lose the ability to use these cards. Like granted, a lot of people aren't going to use a lot of these cards, but I think they should just stay in the game. Like we should still be able to use them.
Which
Because I mean,
ones?
we're doing all this work to grind them and everything. I mean, it's going to be tough. We're also going to run into a thing where we're going to get multiples of card tiers, I guess, which can kind of be crappy because granted, this 91 Yelich is not going to be the best Yelich that comes into the game at some point. Like they're going to put a better one in eventually.
Yeah.
So
If they do it right, I think it'll be okay. Last year was just like it was too much. Then like 99s off the rip was just such a bad idea because you just limit yourself to the point where like you do and you don't because there are like enough kind of card series that you literally could give anyone a 99 for any reason.
yeah,
But it's also kind of like, yeah, you want the good cards to be the good cards, but you don't want 499 Kyle Schwarbers,
no, you don't. You
3
don't
or
want
4
you don't
JT
want four
Realmutos.
Salvador Perez's and four JT Realmutos. Like yeah, you want to have. And I also think like that should it kind of hinders the Tops Now programs with those guys too. Like we didn't even talk about that. Like the Tops Now cards were Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, and it was like they're 88s. And granted, yeah, it's hard to get those live series guys. Like it's super difficult. They're expensive as shit. They're hard to pull in the packs, but it's like I don't know. It just seemed weird that those were like, oh hey, you can't pull live series Mike Trout. He costs over 200K. Here's a free 88 overall. And granted, he did hit the first home run of the regular season, but it's like you could have supercharged the live series Mike Trout, if anything, then I don't know. I think that like I know I brought it up and they eventually did put him into the game, but like Jackson Churio he got a base hit on opening day for the Brewers, but like we had to wait another week after he had already hit his first career home run and a couple games later and everything. And then they were like, oh, he got his first hit. Here's an 88 overall. And I was like, well, they could have put that 88 overall in there instead of like a Shohei
Yeah.
or something. But you know, I'm not complaining that they finally did put Churio in the game because he deserved it. And I figured he would get it because yeah, he got his first hit, his first stolen base, his first home run. Now I think he's got 2 home runs on the year now. Like the kid's playing well and he deserves to have it for the rookie stuff. But it's also like, man, why did we get Mike Trout and Shohei? And then the
Yeah.
Shohei can't even pitch. He's just a DH.
Well, to be fair, I don't think his live series should be a starting pitcher right now.
That's true. It shouldn't.
If anything, I think they should almost do it the other way. His live series should be a DH since he's going to be a DH all year, and then they should drop like a 2-way Shohei at some point. But, yeah, I don't know. Like I see why they did it. that's a move that I think just caters to the super casual, right? Like it's a super easy card to get. It's the two of the biggest names in the game that like. So I get it. Like I get why you would do that.
Man, imagine if they played in the same team together.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
But
yeah, I understand why those guys would be in there. Like you probably don't need both of them. Just give us one of them and then whatever. Put Mike Trout in the pack and give us one of the pack guys and a card you don't normally use. Because that's like the beauty of Tops now is like they're guys that like have a good week and then they get a fun diamond card that.
Yeah, or like guys that get their first career hits or guys that, I mean, and it's going to be an issue and it always is in the beginning of the game. But like that, what was it? The Blanco, the guy that threw the no hitter.
Yeah.
Like his Tops Now card's probably going to be like, it's probably going to be in a pack. He's going to be like a 92 overall. He's not going to have 125 hit per 9 or anything like that. He's like, dude, he threw a no hitter. That's the best thing other than a perfect game. It's the best thing you can do. Like he should have 125 hit per 9 in the game, especially if it's going to be a no hitter card of him. Like they did that last year with the guy from the Yankees. Was it Domingo Herman? I think it was.
It's always
like,
funny.
He threw a perfect game and he had like 104 hit per 9. It's like, dude, he threw a perfect game. Like he should be one of the best cards in the game.
Yeah. 100%.
But, and then, later in the season, we're going to get guy gets called up, gets his first career base hit, 97 overall. it's like, granted, they got to do that to keep it relevant so people can use them. But it's like, also like, come on, man. Some of these guys in the early season deserve a little bit more love or deserve to have their card juiced up better later on in the year, because a guy throwing a perfect or a no-hitter in April shouldn't be overdone by a guy throwing 6 strikeouts in his first career game or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So
it's true. We'll see what kind of Blanco card we get. It's going to be like he has to be. He started off like even last night he threw like another 6 no-hit innings before. I think he only ended up giving up like 1 hit or something.
Yeah, my buddy Sean was he lives in Philly, so he actually went down. Him and his wife went down to Texas for like a little vacation, and they ended up going to that Rangers game last night. And he was like,
"Oh yeah,"
he was like, dude, he's gonna do it again. I was like,
that would be crazy, back to back to like first 2 starts.
Yeah, but I guess the last thing that we have is the new team affinity. Like, do you have any like ideas of what was the overall basis again? It was like 93s and 94s, they said.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be that. Yeah, those kind of low,
like 93s, 94s.
Yeah.
Do you have like a player that you want, at least maybe like on the Jays, whether it be like a throwback player or something that would kind of like match that overall?
What would I like? I would love as just like an MLB The Show fun card to use, like that. If they redid like and they've brought him back before, but the 2020 playoff Danny Jansen card where he had a 2 home run game when we got smoked by the Rays like 9-2 and he had 2 home runs. That card would be super fun. As far as like cards we don't have, like I don't know of any. Like I'm trying to think of. I haven't thought about it too much, to be honest, but like I think that would be a fun one. Give me a 93 Danny Jansen or
nice
like a flashback Marcus Semien from his 2021 season with us, something like that. What about for the Brewers?
I mean, like a nice Corbin Burns would be nice. I think like later in the year, we're going to get like a Cy Young Corbin Burns because they haven't done that yet. So we might do something like that.
Does it make you mad that his good card is an Orioles card?
Yeah, it does.
A little bit, yeah. That's fair.
A little bit. No, as far as like other, I mean, I could see like I don't know if they have like Lucroy in the game anymore. I don't think he is.
I don't think so.
Like because I know he had like the 1 All-Star year. Because like obviously this last one was they have like a Ryan Braun already, so like that doesn't make sense. Richie Sexton is already like a 90, so there's no need to put him into that. Yeah, I don't know. It could be like a Lorenzo Cain if he's in the game, like Alcides Escobar type, maybe. I don't know. It's gonna be something like, or maybe like, well, I guess they kind of have Prince Fielder's already. No, he was the Tigers, so maybe it's like a Prince Fielder, something like that. That'd be nice. But they also did the captain card with the Rowdy Tellez, so I don't know if they'll do that with 2 back-to-back first basemen like that,
Yeah.
because then you don't the boost for Rowdy will be kind of nullified unless you make him a DH. And then they already
Devin
have
Williams?
Grandal. Huh?
Devin Williams?
A Devin Williams card would be nice. I'm just trying to think of like classic guys.
Yeah, I have
that
MLB
are in MLB.
22 pulled up right now. I'm like looking at like the Brewers team flashback. Willie Adames.
Yeah, Adames, a nice Adames might be a thing. Maybe we'll see. It's gonna be something like that, or maybe like a classic player, like a Robin Yount, Paul Molitor type of card, possibly.
Yeah,
They
the classic
always
two
throw one of
guys
those.
that always
They always get
Brewers
cards that no
always
one
gets
uses
cards.
because they're just like basic. They're nothing like special. They're like contact kings, no real power to them or anything.
Like Joe Carter and Tom Hankey, man. They always just get cards that never get used.
Yeah. But I know, by the way, I was gonna say before the Brewers one, I know who the Blue Jays one's gonna be.
Who's it gonna be?
It's gonna be the 90, it's gonna be like a 92, 93 overall Kevin Biggio when he hit for the cycle.
I would be okay with that. A Biggio cycle card. They do like to put that card in the game.
Yeah, I do like that card. That was nice when he got it. But that's the one. That's literally the only one that came in my head where I was like, "That's gonna be the one that you get. It's gonna be that stupid Kevin Biggio card
Biggio
that
cycle,
is really good, but a lot of people don't realize how good it is." But yeah, I mean, and then I don't know if it's gonna be 92s and 93s. There's so many different ways they can go about it as far as like the cards. Because do you think they're gonna release more captains, or I think we'll probably just end up getting more captain packs, right? Probably.
Yeah, you would think that they would. Now would be a good time for them to give us another captain pack somewhere.
Yeah, because I mean, we got 3, right?
You would have got 2 of each.
No, we got 4.
Pitchers.
We got 4.
Yeah, 2 pitchers,
2 hitters, 2 pitchers.
Yeah,
and so it's like we gotta, I don't know, maybe
throw us
add some
more captain packs. Throw us some of those other choice packs.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see like what packs.
I actually didn't ask you that. Who did you take besides the Jays guys in your captains?
Fun fact: I did not take the Blue Jays hitter. I didn't take Paul Molitor.
Oh, interesting.
Because I took current Blue Jays players. Kevin Kiermaier and George Springer both had captain cards, so I took those 2. So the Rays hitting captain and the Astros hitting captain for Springer. Yeah,
nice.
I kind of regret it.
You get the higher overall Springer card. That makes sense.
Yeah, and they both got Buxton boosts. So, and the Buxton boost actually makes Kevin Kiermaier probably the best defensive outfielder in all of MLB The Show right now.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Very underrated because it gives him like 94. He has 90 something reaction, and it gives him I think 99 fielding, and he has 90 something speed with the Buxton boost.
So. He's nuts. I remember seeing that. I was like, because that was kind of where I was at with like trying to pick my guys, but like I'm so outfielder heavy already. Like I don't have a place to put Griffey right now because I'm trying to like get Dylan Cruz as good as I can, and I'm using Yelich, and then I'm using Buxton. Obviously, I have to use him for the boost. So it's like I don't really have a place for Griffey right now because I'm just trying to use Yelich. So there's my lefty bat. So, but I'm gonna eventually like maybe just leave Cruz at P4 and just use Griffey. But Cruz is so good. Like he's so good. He gets 99 speed after P4 with the Buxton boost.
Like, I stopped using the Buxton boost for like my main ranked squad. So like my outfield is Trout, Griffey, and Acuna. And then I was like, there were some really good supercharged cards like with Harper and Yordan. Like it's hard to not with those guys supercharged. Like then it just takes away guys.
I want that Yordan Alvarez card so bad. Like,
oh, so good.
But yeah, I'd say besides the Brewers, I took obviously I took Rowdy Tellez and Brandon Woodruff, but then I ended up taking Alberto Mondesi, who has become a TikTok legend for me. He just seems like he makes so much, like he just hits nukes. And then the other one I took, I just was like, I don't know who to take from my other pitcher captain, so I just took Felix Bautista. So I was like,
who did I take?
Giant pitcher with the big outlier.
I took Kevin Gossman for the Giants because he's a current Blue Jay, and then I took Stroman, the Blue Jays one, which actually like the Blue Jays, the Stroman boost is awesome for Blue Jays because it's only power. Like some of them are clutch, some of them are contact. So there was a team that I created that was like Buxton and Stroman boost, which there were certain Blue Jays cards that could get both, like that the Addison Barger spring breakout one.
Mm-hmm.
So then he gets plus 30 power in contact if you double boost him. So he becomes pretty good. And it also made my bench really good because like guys like Kevin Biggio and Davis Schneider have really low vision, so they would get double boosted, and then they like become huge platoon guys with over 100 power versus like opposite sides or whatever.
Yeah, one of the guys who writes for Sports Gamers Online, he wrote an article. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I got to find it actually. It talks about the best combos for your captain boosts. Like what are the best combos for like to have the best teams available. And it's nuts. But like yeah, that one sounds nasty with that double boost. I'm just right now I'm using the Buxton boost, but then I have the Woodruff boost as well because it boosts Yelich and Churio, which are the two main guys I'm doing. And then I keep a bunch of Brewers on my bench. Like they have Gary Sanchez on their bench. They have Rhys Hoskins, which are both just hitters. And then like Bryce Terang gets the Buxton boost and the Brewers boost. So he gets like 99 speed. He already has like 85 stealing. So it's like, he's pretty good. Just for like a speed guy at the end of the game. If you need a guy on second base in extra innings to put, so you take your lower speed guy off. I got that. So I don't know. I'm just kind of, maybe I would have put more thought and time into it if I really had to, but like I opened the pack and I'm like, well, I can't leave out of the menu now unless I pick somebody. So I can't
I didn't look at like anybody's stats or what they boosted. I was just like, I want guys that are on the Jays so that I can build a 2024 Jays team. Because I always like to have a current team of the best available cards for each current player. Even though I never really use it. The only thing I use it for usually is my Wing Wednesdays. That's the team that I used to play with on Wing Wednesdays. This is my current Jays team. So
yeah, I do. I'm gonna go on podcast and apologize to Tango too. I was supposed to join him for Wing Wednesday, and I ended up getting so busy that like it was a day. Like there was a bunch of stuff going on here in the Jake world, and I was like, I feel so bad because Tango asked me to play. He tagged me on Twitter and everything, and I was like, dude, I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even make it if I wanted to. I was so busy.
The stream was crazy, man. That stream went
dude,
crazy.
It was nuts. It was nuts for what I saw. I mean, you were saying like somebody was coming in and just dropping bombs left and right. Like,
yeah, like
yeah. I think I looked up and you had like 20 something wings to eat still or something like that.
Well, yeah, like normally I do it and like maybe like I'll get like 1 or 2 subs towards the wing counter. It's usually all comes from playing the game. But yeah, then Timmy J Gaming came in and he gifted 25. So that just kills the whole counter, is just gone. And then then Nick gifted one, which Nick had previously in my channel, I think gifted 25. So they were tied and then Nick went ahead by one. And then he gifted 10 more. And I was like, what are you doing, man? Like it was crazy. I don't think I've had more than like 12 subs at one time in the last like year and a half. And I have like 50 almost right now,
that's nuts. Yeah. I don't get as many subs. I don't get as many subs at the moment now as I'd like to, but I also only really get a chance to stream like once a week. So it's my own personal fault.
I usually I usually don't carry many. I don't have a very high sub count, but you never know what could happen.
Nope. This podcast is going to boost us both up to the stars.
I am doing Wing Wednesday again this week. So if you're free, I always need people to play.
I always say I should be free, but unfortunately my life with a 2-year-old just kind of like, I'm like on Monday, I could be like, hell yeah, I'm all in. And then just something could happen that day. So unfortunately life had a 2-year-old. It's tough for me to just ever commit to things like multiple days in advance.
No, there's always a couple people that are good for it. Nick played last week and who else did I play? I only played 3 games, which like,
I think Jamie was around, wasn't he?
Jamie. Yeah. Jamie's out of town right now. He bought the game on Switch because he had to like go away for work for like 10 days or something. So he bought the game on Switch so that he could play and do some grinding on his Switch. He's like, I'm going to turn crossplay off and try and do like event runs on my Switch. I'm like, that's pretty funny. Oh
actually. My God, Jamie. Levels of commitment.
My move is remote play on the iPad. That's what I do. That's another reason why I'm able to grind so much is like literally like at nighttime because my wife works in the mornings. Mm-hmm. So like she usually gets up at like 6:45. So she goes to sleep pretty early and I don't want to just always abandon her and come downstairs to where my setup is and play. So I'll just like play in bed on the iPad and like grind mini seasons or CPU stuff until I fall asleep, which is like
Nice.
3 hours later. So
Yeah. Not
that's
so
how I'm
bad.
able to play so much. Probably I was checking the amount of time I've played this game. It's already like, oh, let's just look. Just so everybody knows how much of a homer I am for this. 8 days and 15 and a half hours so far.
Let's see what I'm at.
Not bad.
151 hours.
151. So let's look at if I go here, straight up hours. 222. So yeah, like a good 70 hours more. Oh,
Makes sense.
I don't have 23 on here. Like I've already played this game a quarter of the amount that I played MLB The Show 22.
It's nuts.
I played 836 hours of MLB The Show 22 throughout the whole game, and I was able to get every single card in the game. And I've already played a quarter of that amount of time. I actually played a lot of 20. Oh yeah, here's 23. How much did I play of 23? Just under 1,200 hours. So if I keep this up for 6 more months, I'll beat it. I think this is also a problem though, because I feel like a lot of the complaining, I don't like using that word, but criticism, we'll say, is from people that play this game a lot. Like not every video game is like meant to be played for like 6 hours a day every day. But
yeah,
like, so, and I'm like a hypocrite because I do that. Like, but
that's fair.
Like, you know, at a certain point, I also think like the pandemic was like really good and really bad for gaming and like for MLB The Show, because like whatever, we were able to play it so much, and now we like try and keep up with that a little bit, probably too much, or we're just all getting burnt out now. Like I definitely hit a point last year where I was just done. I was just like done with MLB The Show. Like I've grinded DD for like 5 straight years, pretty much since MLB 18. I'm like, I'm just done. I just don't even care. Like, I just don't even want to look at it anymore at a certain, like by the end of the year. And now
is it crazy that like, I feel like MLB The Show 24 has been out for so long. And then I'm looking at it now, and I last played MLB The Show 23, 26 days ago. Like it hasn't even been a full month yet. It's like, it just seems like it's been so long.
Like it hasn't, it's been what, since regular release was the 19th. That's 3 weeks tomorrow. Like that's not long.
No, it's not. That's what she said.
Ooh. Yeah, like there's a lot of time for this game to get better. Hopefully it does. I do think that they're going to learn from this. I still do think that SDS does a pretty good job of hearing what people have to say, because like there were some improvements at the end of last year, but also like maybe sometimes it doesn't happen fast enough. Things could happen a little bit quicker, or there could be a little bit better of like, even if somebody just like literally posted like an actual video message from somebody, I think would go a long way too, instead of just like a tweet like we're working on it. If it was even like Ramon just being like, hey guys, like just trust us, it's a lot of work to, like just something where it's a little more personal. I think that would be a little bit better. Like,
yeah, I think that was another criticism that we didn't bring up, but we could have, is like they didn't do a live stream of the new storylines for the new Negro League players that came out. Like they didn't do I don't know if it was like planned that they weren't gonna ever do one, but it just seemed odd that they didn't do one. And granted, it was all kind of like in the shit show of people not being able to access the game, so you kind of understand why they didn't. But it's also like, I don't know. I think transparency to the community is a big thing. It gives your players a heads up, like, hey, we, other than just the tweets, like, hey, we know this is going on. Like, hey, like, keep us updated. You know what I mean? Like,
or even like make light of it somehow. Like if Ramon was like tweeting like, oh my God, I can't even get into my Diamond Dynasty account.
Yeah, right.
That would be kind of funny. Like that would make me laugh. Be like, okay. It's like, let's not take this so seriously. And like, thankfully it got resolved, like for the most part anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, within a day, I don't think is like awful, but yeah.
No, we lost 1 day, or people lost 1 day of playing. Like, granted, they said, like, I personally stayed away for most part, but when I logged in and realized all my stuff was still there, I was like, okay, like,
we're good. Yeah.
I'm not gonna freak out as much as I could. I'm not gonna like just lose my mind. Like, I'm gonna I'm going to let the game fix itself. I'm going to just chill out, be okay, relax. Like maybe a day away from MLB The Show was good for the community.
Yeah,
It also was
we'll
funny to
It could
see
be.
the Twitter wars between
There were
people
a lot of people, yeah.
people that literally just like praise SDS and think they can do no wrong. And it's like, I'm critical, but I also love this game. So it's like, I want the game to just be the best it can be all the time. I don't want issues. And if issues pop up, I would like some transparency for when they do pop up, because not just a tweet of saying, hey, we noticed this and we're working on it. It's like, okay, you know you're working on it, but can we get some sort of an update when 5 hours have gone by? Like,
yeah,
all you're getting is just people deleting their games and saying that they're just not going back to it. So the two-way glitch wasn't that bad, but this losing people's accounts, like you can get past the two-way glitch. Like don't just don't play BR events until it's fixed.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, like Friday's going to be a big day. It's going to be a big day. There's going to be people that I think no matter what, there are going to be people that are happy and people that are unhappy, but like, we'll see what the majority kind of says about it. Not necessarily just the loudest people, but like the actual majority. Sometimes it just feels like it's the loudest people are just talking loud, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Hey, the 1% reaches out to most. So it makes sense.
It'll be,
yeah, I'm glad, because that actually, it's almost perfect timing, because my birthday is not this upcoming week, but the following week, Thursday, the 18th. So I'm on vacation all that week. So this upcoming Friday, Team Affinity drops, and then I'm on vacation all for 10 days until I
hit that XP cap.
So hit that XP cap. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm sure there's going to be golf played and beers drank and all sorts of fun going on, but
awesome.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm talking about,
hit some XP caps,
the Yankees game,
touch some grass.
Yeah.
It'll be a good week.
Yeah, touch some grass. It's supposed to be beautiful weather outside next week too. So I'm like, oh God, I don't know. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like reaching out and wanting to do stuff. So, but I don't know. But Tango, if you don't have anything else, I think
that's it for today. You know, everybody, let us know whatever your thoughts are on this game right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, put it down in the comments section. And just let us know. What do you think? What is your opinion on the state of MLB The Show 24? Because opinions are flying around and they are all over the place. And we're just here to give you ours. Nobody's telling us what to say or what to do. This is just what we think. So,
nope. And you see, neither one of us are just like, yeah, SDS. We're like, we understand that shit's going wrong sometimes, but we also aren't like, burn it to the ground. Like,
I will say this. I'll end with this. I'm very much considering, and not to do this as a replacement for MLB The Show, but I really want to like try this Japanese baseball game that's coming out that looks amazing. Like I want to try it. The whatever Baseball Spirits 2024 or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I saw everyone was like, oh, it looks, imagine if SDS tried this hard or whatever like that. But then you saw the gameplay and it just like,
yeah, we'll see.
And I'm not saying MLB The Show's gameplay is great, but the gameplay footage that I saw from that game just doesn't look great either. So like,
yeah. Who cares what it looks like in between at bats when they're just showing you a picture of their face? Really doesn't matter. When the game is actually
the hair moves in MLB The Show now, guys. The hair moves.
You know what? I like the hair moving. I think it's a fun addition to the game.
It's something that absolutely should have always been in the game a long time, and I'm glad that it is.
Yeah. So. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, you can find us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure to follow
us both on Twitch. Follow us both on Twitch. We'll go live from time to time.
Yeah, at Tango 85, at Jake Exclusive,
at Jake underscore.
Gotta
have the underscore. Gotta have the underscore.
Gotta have the underscore. Till next time. Later.
Peace.